The first time I traveled out of the country, I was actually a classroom teacher here in the States, and I went out of the country, traveled to Israel. And I was so amazed at how that changed my view of the world. So when I returned, I was teaching first grade, and it made a whole difference in my teaching to those young children. I'm Nancy Chicola, and I am former chair of elementary education at Buffalo State and a professor. And I am currently retired and fund IPDS. The idea behind it is to give education majors primarily an opportunity to be able to study abroad.
So my first trip with PDS was the Dominican Republic trip. We traveled abroad over January of 2023. My experience from there will definitely help me be able to make accommodations for those students, see their world from a different perspective, especially as an outsider, and hopefully make a really good classroom community.
Everyone should participate in IPDS. It's made me more adventurous, and it's made me realize that I'm capable of a lot more than I thought I would be, immersing myself into completely new cultures.
I applied for the Germany program. I gained so much more confidence in myself, and I just feel like my perception of education was very dramatically altered by those 3 weeks.
I think you come to realize who you become later in life. Sometimes I think like, oh my God, if I never did IPDS, would I ever have these aspirations? And I don't know, maybe I would have found them later in life and regretted not pursuing them when I was young. I'm just so thankful to have been part of Buffalo State and to have been part of IPDS, because it's opened up so many doors for me that I never knew there were doors to open or doors that I'd want to open. And now I'm just so excited about everything to come.
So my first IPDS trip was to the Dominican Republic, and it was for 2 weeks in January 2023, and it was just phenomenal. There in the Dominican Republic, it's so important to build connections with these students, because some of these students don't have connections with people outside of school, and so having someone come in who they've never met before and build that connection with them was really important to me, and kind of what led me to the rest of my experiences there, and it was just phenomenal.
They also end up in many schools where there's no English spoken. And so they learn how to work with students that do not know English. And I think that the students, if they're going to expand children's worldview, if they don't have an expansive worldview themselves, it's difficult to do.
You can learn so much more about education and further your personal education by going to these different places and learning what it means to be a world traveler, to be an education major, and to just be someone who knows about other people and other cultures. And that's super important in education and just the world, is to understand other people and where they come from.